Get to the chopper now! Today we're going to be doing a little bit of a side-by-side comparison review regarding the RC buggies from the action. So what is really interesting is this is 1 on 10 scale. That is something you don't see very often. But beside the point, we're actually going to be having a glitch in the matrix, or actually it isn't. Because when you're going to be looking at it, we do have two similar products imported by two different companies, but there is a big difference. The older version we're using, let's say these, I think it's called like alkaline batteries, and this is just using rechargeable batteries. But up close you can see differences. For example, that we're having different kind of tires, or at least like the overall, let's say, shine of it, because this is more like a matte finish, and the other one's going to be having like more of a gloss. And also when it comes to the overall, let's say, thickness of the tires, this thing feels a little bit more, yeah, let's put it this way, like this right one feels more sturdy when it comes to the overall configuration. So, but the overall model is the same. That makes me always really wonder, is this like the same factory in China that makes this, or is this like multiple different factories that makes the same model? Because that happens too. However, it's also called Monster Wheels, and the other one called is Monster Wheels. So actually there is no difference. Underneath we're going to be finding the same kind of molds. Also the construction, so far I can see, is the same. So with these cheaper devices we're going to be actually having all kinds of plastic parts. Of course, for the money we cannot actually expect more, because you're going to be, I think we're going to be paying around like 20 bucks for these things. And yeah, you know, if you're going to be looking at it, it's absolutely nuts. However, this particular one comes with ZD Trading. This is like an importer over here that imports these things. And now with this new version that comes with a built-in, or actually like replaceable, rechargeable battery, that is actually imported by the action itself. So paperwork. So it's actually, I almost want to say like the same kind of manufacturer, but only this time we're having a different importer. Makes me wonder like what's going on. However, it's kind of fun to actually check it out. So I was not like the big fan of the alkaline batteries, because when it comes to the batteries itself, they don't have a lot of power compared normally with rechargeable. So in this way, this is something they should absolutely consider, having different kind of ways with different maybe voltages, but we're just going to be having a better motor on the inside. So we're going to be having at least a little bit more power. So in this video, I just wanted to do a side by side just to see what are the differences. And yeah, throughout this video, you can already see there is a lot of differences, and most of them are like minor differences, particularly when it comes to the body or other kinds of part of the overall RC car itself. Well, what is even more interesting, if you're going to be looking into the remotes itself. So these things are very similar. Oh, by the way, I have seen this particular remote. They are both 2.4 gigahertz, and I've noticed a lot of, a lot of these, let's say, more bigger cars actually have the same kind of remote. So I'm guessing there's one manufacturer in China of a couple of them making all of the same molds. So they're all like micro switched, and you know, that is interesting. You can just feel between them. There isn't difference. Meaning like the wiggle you're having at the left, let's let it wiggle. Like the right one over here has a little bit more wiggle to it. And that's a negative thing, because when you're going to be looking at the right one over there, we're going to be having the situation that it feels, you know, having a little bit of a delay. But there is not actually a delay because of the wiggle and the travel of the wheel itself. So, and if you wonder, yeah, we can actually mix it. So let's say we want to have like the action. Both are actually bought from the action, but let's say we're having the old version, you connect it with the new edition. So it's like a universal overall communication. So when you're going to be putting them side by side, and let's see what's going on with the acceleration, because I was really wondering like what's going on. And you know what's kind of funny is that at first with the good brand new fresh batteries, the alkaline batteries in the older one, you can see that the older one has a little bit more power. And that was absolutely disappointing. But I just wanted to check it out for you and just to see what is the difference. Yeah, and again, once again, the action, the older version is so much, let's say, faster. And you know, both of them are just actually performing the same when it comes to steering and everything, because yeah, that's, I'm guessing, the same manufacturer. I was just driving around here in the middle of the freaking night. I just want to make this video for you guys. And if you're going to be looking at, like, say, the older version and the newer version, you can see that both have like the option to actually mess around, but the overall performance when having gravel or having grass, it's going to be absolutely the same situation. These things are not built for off-road, where they actually are off-road vehicles. But I think the biggest situation, or actually the problem we're facing, now it's stuck. Yeah, see, this is what I mean. This thing doesn't even have enough power. Let's go outside. Now we're going to be having a little bit similar situation over here, but this has maybe to do with the underground we're using. So we're just going to be messing with these things. They're both performing quite well. I still have the idea that rechargeable battery is a little bit slower than the ones with the alkaline batteries. But you know, this is just an overall fun test to see what are the differences. And I can tell you, this thing just needs to be having more power. And yeah, I think that is the biggest, let's say, downside to these things. They're big, they're cool, they're clunky for the inside, or if you just want to drive inside of the house. So I think that's not going to be a convenient thing. Yeah, the grass, of course, the final test, but you will see that it struggles the same like both models. We have the same situation. Even with the rechargeable battery, you know, it's not going to be have enough power. It's just like a fun overall, let's say in scale 1 on 10. I love these scales. I think they are pretty cool, but these things just need more power to have like a really enjoyment when it comes to off-road racing. Let me know in the comments what do you think. Thank you all for watching and join me on the next adventure with some RC. Yeah, RC time.